なんでそんなに人を構うの？霞の呼吸、死の方。
だから無駄だっつったんだ。対戦ってどういうつもり？
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that the man is your father. Let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man. Your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind him. Life is hard, I know. The challenge is always go beat us home. Sometimes our parents make mistakes.
Notices that Sanemi and Gyomei have started to pick up momentum in the battle against him, and to stop them in their tracks, he uses his control over his sword shape and size to make the sword huge like Sephiroth's, with regular katana-sized branches appearing on the sides. Kokushibo says you two appear to be the strongest Hashira, so if I take you out, then everyone else should fall easily. At this moment, Sanemi realizes that two of his fingers have fallen off, but it could have been worse if Himajima's rope didn't push him back a bit. While he's thinking of what to do, Kokushibo sends an attack along the ground at both of them that they're barely able to dodge. As he follows it up with another sweeping sword strike that sends a wave of blue crescent moons at the Demon Slayers, which are much bigger than before, showing just how enhanced the attacks are now. The battle has completely changed from a moment ago, as Kokushibo continues attacking using his ninth moon-breathing form to rain down moon-filled sword slashes on the two. And as Kokushibo lands an attack on Sanemi and nearly tears him apart, Muichiro rejoins the battle and tells Sanemi that he has to survive, as Genya lurks in the background, ready to save everyone. As Kokushibo is cutting Genya down to pieces so he can turn Muichiro into a demon, we see Genya's older brother, the Wind Hashira, finally showing up to save Genya. Sanemi arrives and tells Genya that he's done everything he did to protect him, and that all he wanted was for Genya to get married and have kids, and live until he was an old man, to make his wife and family as happy as their family never got to be. And in a calm rage, Sanemi rushes towards Upper Moon's Run, dodging under his legs and sending out a powerful cyclone of wind that makes Kokushibo draw his sword to block it. Sanemi starts pulling out every trick in the book, from using Genya's sword of his feet to even using his brother's Nichiren Doohickey to try and get the edge on the demon. But even when he's sliced, he starts to laugh as Kokushibo realizes that something is wrong here, and Sanemi tells him that he's someone with extremely rare blood, as we see Kokushibo starting to get woozy and the Hashira continues his attack.
Kokushibo was finally beheaded by Gyomei and Sanemi, to the horror of the Demon Slayer. Kokushibo regrows his head, boasting to himself that now that he has conquered the death, any attacks thrown at him are now rendered meaningless. However, his triumph gives way to disbelief when he sees himself in the reflection of Sanemi's blade. His new form is monstrous, with tusks and spikes protruding from his head, face, and back. Disgusted by his new appearance, loses his will to regenerate his head, Gyomei is able to crush his head with his flail again. As he falls to the ground, disintegrating, he reflects bitterly that he only wanted to be like Yuriichi.
3 Hashira and have Demon Genya at his strongest to make Kokushibo transform into his true form. After which, he caught a glimpse of his true self in Sanemi's blade, which made him ponder over his 500-year-old decision, ultimately leading him to take his own life. But what would have happened if Kokushibo decided to finish all the Hashira off? Well, what did I just say? If he wanted, he could have just finished everyone in the room within seconds after regenerating his body. As Muichiro had 2 missing limbs, Gyomei was abetting his time after summoning the Demon Slayer mark after the age of 25, Genya was exhausted, and Sanemi was trying his hardest not to let his guts spill out. If Kokushibo would have thwarted all of them away, he would have just killed them all in an instant with any of his breathing forms and proceeded to either join Muzan in battle or kill himself like in the original story. Now, a question for you